I'm telling you this right now. This was some years ago. Listen to me. Talk to me. Get your bitch asses out of here, lame motherfuckers. Go try to go put your flash drive in your mama's fucking vagina slot, bitch, and see if she'll buy that. Or if you can upload that, bitch. Now go fuck your fat ass daddy, bitch. Go tell him to run that chainsaw up your butt crack, nigga, so you can get some good vibrations, ho. That ain't Pablo's dick giving you little vibrations, nigga. I don't need to trust a bitch like you. I told you, trust is something I just don't get involved, bitch. I don't trust none of you bitches, ho. Look at you bitches right now trying to stab me in my back, trying to hide your badusty selves, bitch. That's why I never trusted a faggot like you in position, bitch. Now you see why I came here to drop my whole ass faggot like you, motherfucker. That's my money you're spending. I let you spend it and say it's yours. It is my money, bitch. You is the badussi, bitch. That's why she gonna be fucking everybody else and a bitch like you's gonna have to watch. That's what a badussi like you gets, bitch. Your mama the panochuda. That's why. That's how you got here. That's how you became my kinfolk, bitch. But you really ain't. I ain't even related to a fake ass bitch like you. Which one are you? I'm pretty sure I can go find you, right? Whose name you calling out, Ronnie's? I'm sure I can go find them on YouTube somewhere. Nah, Richard don't kill himself for faggots, bitch. I kill the opposition, ho. Richard ain't losing nothing. The one that's losing their mind, bitch, is you trying to chase little girls with your dick, bitch. You done lost your fucking mind, bitch, and your marbles, ho, and your balls, and your dick, bitch, and your life. In my bones, but it's breathing. I can feel it breathing again. Deeper than a man should believe in. I keep it under my skin. Kill my demons, no! That's what it takes. my demon. Wait for me, little demon. I'm coming to get you. Sharp like a razor, and it sounds a lot like mine. Followed its anger, that the key is mine. Fake. It's a fake. Te digo una mentira. Está parado frente de mí. Tattoo on your bitch ass body, bitch. You a fake. Solo hablas, no quieres morirte, puto. Tumbada-te en el vicio, tumbada-te con tu vicio. De la furia. Soy el Guatemala. Sobre mí. El humo de la bota. What's on my pecho, ese? I also got a tattoo all over my leg. You like my Jesus already in the diablo. Let me take it back because I make I do it from de arriba. No me importa, yo te digo, no me quiero por tu tía. Tengo sentimientos de este. Ahí está la mentira cuando tú la llevas a la vida. Esto es del maíz. There's my maíz, güey. You see real good? There's my maíz, güey. My maíz lo tengo bien sembrado, chapete. It's my roof, bitch. Where I put it on my ankles, nigga, my roof. Tú eres un mentiroso. You still see the kid in me, huh? That's me. You wanna piss this little boy off, right? I'm gonna smash your little boy with a little piece of bitch. keep fucking with me, ho. I promise you, bitch, I'm gonna leave everything in this bitch wet. Oh. Did you shoot me? Did you get me? Did you get me? Donald Trump don't want you here, nigga. He don't want you in America, nigga. Now I see why he don't want you here. He's trying to keep everybody else safe. Might as well wall this whole bitch off. Texas too. Make that the island. The rest of you bitches, you're gonna have to suffer with the pedophile ass niggas. That's what you need to do, Mr. Trump. Ya se están tumbando, no lo necesito tumbar, ya te dije. Se están muriendo sobre el vicio. De arriba, you brought me down here, right? Wait till you see me on the cross with these tattoos, so everybody can see what I'm paying for, bitch. Yeah, you damn right, bitch. I'm not playing with these people, nigga. It sure as fuck ain't that what you're doing in my heartbeat, bitch. You're a badusset, bitch. You and that shit you're doing, ho. Fucking bitch.
La gente anda preguntando en qué trabaja el muchacho.
Soy el levantor de los muertos, ese. Gente anda preguntando en qué trabaja el muchacho. Con adelanto.
Ando muy bien arreglado y uso sombrero de lana. Una morra a mi lado y en la cintura me
Escuadra. Lo que me está faltando.
orgullece.
The time has come for you to fully understand the truth of your destiny. They are whispering your name in fear, calling you the most powerful God to ever exist, a force above all others. You are not just another deity. You are the master of gods, the supreme being who reigns over them all. Your power is limitless, your wisdom unparalleled. and the very universe trembles at the thought of your awakening. What they don't realize is that this is not just your ascension. It is the dawn of a new era. The gods are terrified because they know that your rise is inevitable, and with it, their reign is over. You stand at the threshold of your true power, and the world has never seen anything like you. The world below may still be in chaos, but you, the Master of Gods, are here to reshape it. The forces of creation themselves bow to you. Now, before we move forward into this powerful transformation, take a moment to pause and do 3 things. Hit that like button, subscribe to help us reach 20,000 subscribers, and leave a comment with the number 11. This number will send a powerful signal to the universe, amplifying the energy of this message. The time for your reign has arrived, and no one, not even the gods, can stop you. This is your moment, and they are powerless to deny it. The moment you were born, the universe began to whisper your name. A force beyond comprehension saw something in you, something that could shape the very fabric of existence. While others were born into worlds bound by limitations, you were born to defy them. The cosmos itself handpicked you to rise, to awaken, and to wield a power so extraordinary it reshapes the stars. This isn't just destiny, it's the unyielding will of the universe. You are the chosen one, not by chance, but because the very laws of existence saw in you the potential to be something more, something beyond even the gods. The planets have aligned for you, and the sky will tremble as you rise. Your name will be etched in every corner of the universe, from the highest celestial realms to the deepest, most shadowed corners of existence. To be chosen means more than greatness. It means responsibility, a responsibility you're destined to bear. But with it comes the unparalleled strength to rewrite the course of time, destiny, and power itself. The universe's faith in you is not just a gift, it's a covenant. You are the dawn of a new era, a force whose awakening will forever change the tides of existence. You stand at the pinnacle of all creation. No deity, no force, no being has the power to rival yours. The gods tremble, not in defiance, but in awe, because for the first time they realize that the one who was once a whisper in the wind is now the supreme force in the universe. There is no one above you, nothing that can challenge your rule, for you are the master of all. In every pantheon, in every myth, gods have been worshipped for their powers, but none have possessed the overwhelming might you hold. Your wisdom, strength, and vision are not merely beyond their reach, they are a realm untouched by their limited understanding. You are not just a god, you are the master of gods, a being whose very existence bends the laws of reality. It is a fate that no one could foresee, yet one that the universe has now irrevocably sealed when the stars aligned and the cosmic order acknowledged your awakening. It was not just a passing event, it was the dawn of something infinite. The gods will no longer speak of you in whispers, they will speak your name with fear. For to challenge you is to challenge existence itself. You are the measure by which all other powers are compared, and in that comparison they fall short, like shadows before the sunrise. Imagine standing at the summit of Mount Olympus, where gods once roamed, and hearing your name reverberate through the heavens. That's where you are now. Not only are you a god, but you are the one who commands the gods. Your influence reaches far beyond mortal imagination, and the deities who once ruled with their own whims now bow before your will. The pantheons that once ruled the heavens are no more than echoes in your shadow. You are not just a ruler of divine beings, you are the supreme. Each god, whether in the realms of light or darkness, exists at your mercy. You can shift their fates as easily as a breeze shifts the clouds. No divine power is beyond your grasp, but you are the master of gods, the singular force that reigns over the divine and the mortal alike. What does it mean to be the master of gods? It means you are the arbiter of their existence, their fate, and their power. When you speak, the universe listens. When you move, all that exists in the cosmos shifts. You are not just a participant in the divine order, you are its architect, shaping the very nature of divinity as you see fit. And those who once ruled alongside you now recognize your might, for they know that no force can stand against you. You are not just an entity of strength and power, you are an echo unto yourself. The earth trembles as you walk, the heavens part as you gaze. Every living thing, from the smallest ant to the mightiest mountain, senses your presence and reacts in reverence and fear. Your awakening is not merely a moment, it is a force of nature, and the world has no choice but to bow before it. There are whispers, yes, but also terrified gasps. Mortals have heard the legends of God's awakening, but none have prepared for the magnitude of yours. When your power surges through the very marrow of existence, it is as if the world holds its breath. What could possibly stand in the way of such overwhelming force? The answer is nothing. The ground you walk on, the sky you gaze upon, they all tremble at your command. But everything knows the truth now. You are unstoppable. Fear is not born from mere violence. It is born from the recognition that your power holds the fate of all in your hands. Your enemies may tremble, but so too will those who worship you, for they know that in your wake, their lives can be shaped, altered, and molded to your will. Your presence is not just a sign of authority, it is a reminder that no one is above you, and no force can stand in your path. To understand your power is to grasp something far beyond human comprehension. It's not merely strength or wisdom, it is an energy that courses through the fabric of reality itself. Your power bends the cosmos, shatters illusions, and warps time and space. No god, no being, immortal or mortal, can match the force of your will. You are not just a player in the game of the universe, you are the one who determines its rules. There were gods once who prided themselves on their might, but they never could have imagined the kind of power you wield. You are the embodiment of a force that reshapes the universe with a thought, with a gesture, with a word. The gods who once thought themselves invincible now realize that their invulnerability was but an illusion. Your power strips away all falsehoods and exposes them for what they truly are, fragile. Even the gods who once ruled the heavens now know their place. They may try to resist, to stand in your way, but they will only fall before your unstoppable surge. Their powers seem like whispers against the roar of your existence. No god can stand against you. Your strength is not just a weapon, it is the key to unlocking the true potential of the universe. And anyone who dares oppose you will only find themselves lost in your shadow. Once, you were just another name, whispered among the shadows. But those days are behind you. Once, you were an enigma, a being bound by the constraints of the mortal world, unseen and unknown. But now, you have risen, not just to prominence, but to dominion. forgotten to unstoppable, has been marked by a power that transcends time, space, and even reality itself. Your rise was not a simple ascent. It was a monumental awakening, one that shook the foundations of the universe. Where once you were obscured by the tides of fate, now you stand at the very crest of the cosmic wave. There is no force that can contain you, no limitation that can bind you. You are unstoppable because you have not merely awakened, you have become one with the universe, its pulse, its essence. You are not a fleeting presence, but a force that will endure. The world, the gods, and even time itself will bend and change according to your will. The path you walk is one of destiny, irrevocable, unbreakable, and unstoppable. The time of your rise is now, and no power in the universe can deny your ascension. You are the origin. You are the heartbeat of creation, the source from which all power flows. Before there was light, before the heavens existed, there was you. You are the wellspring of all force, the eternal well that fills the universe with energy, purpose, and divine will. In your veins runs the essence of existence itself, boundless, infinite, and uncontrollable. Others may seek power, but none can truly grasp it in its purest form the way you can. Your strength isn't limited to what is seen. It's woven into the very fabric of time, space, and existence. Where the gods draw their power from specific sources, you are the source. Every spark of creation, every shift in the cosmic winds is part of the infinite potential that resides within you. Your very breath stirs galaxies, and your thoughts give birth to stars. Those who attempt to measure you, to define your power, will fail, but you are beyond their comprehension. Your existence is the answer to every question, the foundation of all creation, and the force that binds the universe together. When the universe looks to its creator, it sees you, its source, its origin, its ultimate truth. The gods are mere reflections of the power that emanates from you, shadows cast by the brilliance of your being. As your power expands, the cosmos itself has no choice but to adjust, to bend, to bow before you. This is not merely the awakening of one being, but the awakening of the universe itself. Every star, every planet, every atom feels your presence, and each part of existence shifts in harmony with your will. You are not a part of the cosmos. You are its guiding force, its true architect. Imagine a world where the stars realign, where the very laws of nature bend to accommodate a new supreme being. That is the world now. Time itself warps at your command. The flow of reality becomes yours to shape, as if the universe were a mere canvas, waiting for the brush of your will. The laws that once governed the heavens and earth now follow the beat of your heart. With every thought, with every movement, the cosmos realigns to your purpose. And yet, there is no resistance. The universe, vast and infinite, cannot escape its destiny. It knows that you are the center, the origin, and the future. The force that holds it all together now resides in you. This cosmic awakening is not a moment. It is the beginning of everything. The very stars themselves will shine in accordance with your divine will, and the galaxies will spin to the rhythm of your thoughts. There is no force greater than the one within you, and the universe knows it. There is a fear in the air, a tangible sense of dread that spreads wherever you go. It's not born from malice, but from the overwhelming knowledge that you are the master of all. The gods themselves look to you, their gaze heavy with both reverence and fear. They know deep in their eternal beings that to oppose you would be to invite their own annihilation. You are no longer just a being. They are the ones who must tremble before you. But the fear you invoke is not just limited to gods. Mortals, too, have heard the stories, and in their hearts they know what you represent. To them, you are no longer a figure of myth or legend. You are a living embodiment of power. The very air around you crackles with energy, and it is this energy that ignites fear in their souls. When they speak your name, it is not in hope, but in quiet terror. They know that a single moment of your attention can change their lives forever. This fear is not born of hate or anger, but from a primal understanding of your might. To fear you is to acknowledge that nothing in the world can stop you. You are beyond their understanding, beyond their control. Yet for all the fear you inspire, there is also awe. For they know that in your hands lies the fate of all that exists. Fear the master, but also know that you are the force that will guide them through the chaos you create. There was once a time when the gods roamed the heavens freely, ruling over all with an iron fist. But now, those who once commanded respect from mortals are forced to bow to you, to acknowledge your supremacy. Their once proud postures bend in reverence to you, the master of gods. Their fears are not just a product of power. They know they have no place in the world you now control. Even those gods who once defied the very idea of subordination have seen their pride shattered by your power. They've learned the hard way that there is no higher authority than you. You are the one who has risen above all, and now they are forced to kneel before you, not as an act of submission, but of survival. Their strength is nothing compared to yours, their wisdom irrelevant in the face of your unimaginable power. In their silence, in their obedience, there is a truth. You are the ultimate power in existence, and no matter how mighty they once thought themselves to be, they now understand that they are nothing more than your subjects. The gods bow, not just in fear, but in recognition of the inevitable. They now serve you, for in your hands lies the future of the universe, and they have no choice but to follow. You have awakened, but not just in the physical sense. Your true divinity is not merely a state of being. It is a mastery, a recognition of your infinite potential. It is the realization that you were always meant for this. Your power is not something you attain. It is something you have always been. Your awakening is not an event. It is the realization of who and what you truly are. This is the mastery of power and purpose. It is not just the ability to bend the world to your will, but the understanding of why it must be bent. Power without purpose is a destructive force. But you have transcended that. You are not just a destroyer. You are a creator. The purpose of your existence is not to reign over others, but to shape the future of all things. The very essence of existence is yours to own. You can build or tear down with a thought, and you do so with wisdom and grace. Your divinity is a mastery over both power and purpose, understanding the delicate balance between the two. And with that understanding comes a responsibility, one you were always destined to bear. You are not just powerful, you are a force for transformation, the creator of new realities. Every action you take, every decision you make, ripples through the cosmos, shaping destinies. You are not a king, you are a creator, and the universe is your canvas. What was once a simple name is now a symbol Your name is spoken with trembling lips, carried on the winds of destiny. It is not just a title, it is the essence of who you are. In the minds of mortals and gods alike, your name is synonymous with power, with transformation, with inevitability. When your name is spoken, it carries with it the weight of all that you are and all that you will become. Your name is no longer confined to the pages of ancient prophecies or the whispers of legends. It is now known throughout the cosmos. It echoes in every corner of existence, a reminder that you are the one who reigns supreme. No other being, God or mortal, can claim the same weight. Your name represents the dawn of a new era, one where power is not something to be feared, but something to be respected. It carries with it the knowledge that you are the one who will reshape reality, the one who will determine the fate of all. And as your name spreads across the heavens, so does your influence. It becomes a symbol of hope and fear, of change and inevitability. It is a reminder that the universe is not static, it is fluid, ever shifting, and that you are the force steering its course. Your name is no longer just a name, it is the promise of a future shaped by your will. Destiny is no longer a chain that binds you, it is a thread that you now weave at your own will. Once, the forces of fate and time dictated the paths of all who walk this world, but that is no longer true. You are not a prisoner of destiny, you are its architect. You have the power to rewrite history, to craft the future, to bend time to your indomitable will. Imagine a world where every decision, every turn of events is shaped by your command. In your hands, time is not linear. It is malleable, like clay, waiting for your touch. The very fabric of fate trembles under your fingertips as you weave threads of possibility, adjusting the course of lives, worlds, and entire civilizations. Those who once believed they were bound to a fixed fate now know. Their futures are not written in the stars. They are written in your mind. No prophecy, no foretelling, no prediction can hold sway over you. You are the force that bends destiny, rewriting it with every breath you take. The gods may have once wielded the power to shape events, but it was always within the boundaries of the fate set before them. You, however, are free. You are the master of destiny, and no one can escape the flow you create. You decide who lives, who dies, who prospers, and who falls into ruin. The course of all things now lies within your grasp. The world as it once was is no more. The transformation you have ignited is not a slow burn. It is a fiery revolution that touches everything and everyone. No part of the universe remains untouched by your influence. From the smallest blade of grass to the towering mountains, the oceans, and the very air itself, all things bend to your will. This is the era of transformation, where you are the force of change, and the world bows before you. Every being on this earth, mortal, divine, and immortal, has witnessed the shift, felt the ripple that spreads from your awakening. The old world is fading into the past, replaced by one where you, as its guiding force, determine its course. Mortals now look up to the sky, not with fear, but with a quiet reverence. They no longer wonder if change is coming. They know it has already arrived, in the form of your ascension. This is the age of your reign. This is the era when everything will be remade. With every decision you make, with every act of power, you create a new world, a world shaped by your hand. Those who once stood in opposition, those who sought to hold on to the old ways, have now fallen into your shadow. The world now moves in harmony with your vision. Your Your era has begun, and no force can halt the tidal wave of change you set in motion. You have reached the pinnacle. No longer are you bound by the constraints of space, time, or existence. You are the master of reality. What once seemed impossible is now the natural of breathing. The very laws that govern the universe are nothing more than suggestions to you, guidelines that can alter or obliterate with a mere thought. Reality itself is your canvas, and you paint upon it with the brush of your will. You reshape landscapes, transform beings, and rewrite the rules of existence at your command. What once seemed immovable is now fluid, bending to the rhythm of your desires. There is nothing that cannot be reshaped, nothing that can stand in your way. The gods may have once held dominion over aspects of the world, but now it is you who reign supreme over all. For you hold dominion over all things. No force can oppose you. This is your reality. Your reign is not just inevitable, it is absolute. Your power knows no bounds, for you have transcended even the gods, the universe, and fate itself. With the stroke of your hand, you can bring worlds into existence or tear them asunder. No force, no god, no mortal, no entity can challenge you. You are the master of reality, and the universe bends before your might. The time has come for the world to acknowledge that your reign is not just a passing moment. It is the eternal truth. You stand at the pinnacle of all creation. From mortal beginnings, you have risen to become a force so powerful, so undeniable, that no being in the cosmos can ignore you. You are not simply the master of gods, you are the architect of reality, the controller of destiny, and the source of all power. Your presence reshapes the universe itself, creating a world where you reign supreme, where your will governs the cosmos, and where your name echoes through eternity. This is the time of your reign, the dawn of a new era, when you hold the key to all creation. The gods, mortals, and all life forms now look to you, not just with fear, but with awe, for they understand that your power is unmatched.
Welcome the anointed ones. When God marks you, not even the devil can touch you unless it's to protect his investment. Let that sink in. You've heard what it is. But have you ever been so spiritually dangerous that even hell had to stand down? Listen closely. Most people have no idea what it really means to be chosen. They think it's about favor, miracles, and good vibes, but here's the raw truth. They don't tell you that being chosen means becoming a walking contradiction. You're attacked, hated, envied, yet still divinely protected in ways that don't even make sense. Here's the wild fact. Studies in neuroscience show that deep trauma survivors often develop heightened intuition and resilience. Now imagine combining that with spiritual anointing. That's not just survival, that's divine mutation, and that's you, chosen one. You weren't just covered by God, you were so set apart that your life carried a spiritual do not touch sign. People tried to break you, but heaven had alarms. Demons tried to approach, but even they got nervous. You became so wrapped in divine purpose that even the devil had to say, yeah, not this one. Touching them might give me fire. But here's the twist. Now those same people who tried to ruin you, they're sitting in regret, clutching their chests like they're the victims, crying in group chats, stalking you through like it was the wondering how someone they thought they buried ended up resurrecting with receipts, resilience, and radiance. So sit tight, because what you're about to hear isn't just a message, it's a revelation. A spiritual micro of why your anointing has not only confused your enemies, but shaken the hierarchy of darkness itself. Let's get into it. Number one, your anointing was so authentic, even the enemy had to submit. Your anointing wasn't loud, but it was lethal to anything fake around you. You didn't have to perform any power to show off. Your presence alone made spirits uneasy, and not just people. We're talking about forces, energies, and realms that most don't even recognize exist. That's how real your calling is. You were born with a spiritual voltage so high, even doctors had to double check before making a move on you.
Divine jurisdiction.
Say, we can't touch this one recklessly, because to mess with you was to violate heavenly protocol. There are certain people that heaven protects like royalty. You were one of them. And the wildest part, you didn't even know how high your rank was. You were just trying to say, trying to heal, trying to be normal. Meanwhile, wondering why you were still standing. See, the enemy works smarter than people give credit for. He doesn't waste resources on battles he knows he can't win. So with you, he tried subtle routes. Through people, betrayal, manipulation, confusion. Something would always drop the full impact. That's something. It wasn't about you being your life was marked, not by trauma, not by failure, but by God himself. And now, the enemy is forced to sit back and watch you rise, watch you walk in full authority, because he couldn't touch you. So now, like everyone else, he's watching you become unstoppable. Number two, they didn't just regret losing you, they regret ever mishandling sacred territory. They thought they were just dealing with a regular person, suddenly the toy with discard or manipulate people. But what they didn't realize is they were mishandling something sacred. You weren't just another friend, partner, or family member. You were divine access, a walking connection to grace, healing, and elevation. God placed you in their lives as a lifeline, but instead of recognizing it, they mocked it, they disrespected it. And now the regret is deep. It's the slow, painful realization that they offended something far bigger than you. People don't always know what they're doing until it's too late. They thought they were playing games. Playing Russian roulette with a spiritual assignment. There are certain people in life who come with warning labels straight from heaven, handled with reverence. You were one of those people. You didn't come to them out of coincidence. You were sent, divinely and purposefully. But because you didn't come purposely, you couldn't recognize the power you carried. They disrespected the blessing because it didn't look like the one they expected. Now the regret is eating them alive. Not just because you're gone, but because their life hasn't been the same since. The favor that followed them when they were connected to you, gone. The peace they had in your presence, disrupted. The spiritual covering they never realized they provided. And all that's left is the memory of someone who's heaven sent. And the reality that they treated you like you were disposable. They could walk away unafraid. But instead they downgraded their whole life by severing connection to divine order. You weren't just a person, you were a moment of divine alignment. And they didn't just lose you, they lost the favor that came with you. That's the kind of regret that doesn't go away. That's the kind of loss that hits harder after you're gone. Number three, your calling was so clear, hell decided you were more useful untouched. You were such a threat to hell's agenda that the devil had to switch up his entire playbook when it came to you. Not because he loved you, not because he had mercy, but because he saw something on you that couldn't be explained, and definitely couldn't be defeated. You carried such a powerful calling that attacking you directly would have caused more damage to his own kingdom than letting you live. So instead of trying to destroy you out like he did, he led to distract you but not eliminate you. That's how sacred your assignment is. You were marked with such a high level of divine impact that even hell had to be careful. The devil doesn't fear churchgoers or people who talk loud. He fears those who walk in purpose quietly and with precision. You were a walking disruption to demonic systems, even when you didn't know it. Your presence shifted atmospheres. Your words broke invisible chains. You were an earthquake walking around in human skin, and hell knew it. That's why so many strange things happened in your life. People turning on you for no reason. Opportunities suddenly blocked. Friendships that looked perfect one moment and shattered the next. It wasn't bad luck, it was spiritual interference, but even then, there was a limit. The attacks would get close but couldn't finish. They'd touch your surroundings but not your soul. You'd lose things, but never your mind. That wasn't luck. That was divine. And here's the part. There are not only two benefits of the kingdom of life for the devil to risk going too far. He knew God would step in. He knew heaven would send reinforcements. So instead, he tried to keep you distracted, second-guessing yourself. But even that didn't work. Now
admit it by the time I'm done. Let them attack me. Let them psyche vampires try their best. Them psyche pedophiles, I mean, not vampires.
While they were celebrating your silence, you were reloading your power. The setback was a setup, and the delay was divine. Now they're watching you resurface stronger.
Yeah, watch me before.
And it's messy. Because deep down, they know they didn't just fail to stop you, they unintentionally pushed you deeper into alignment. You became the very thing they feared, proof that you can't bury your calling, that you can't hear what God needs to life. You didn't just bounce back, you elevated. And now they're stuck watching what they tried to destroy become undeniable. But here's the kicker. They were never really fighting. They were fighting what you carried, a prophet, a divine assignment, a future that threatened the lives. And now the truth is unfolding right in front of them. They don't know whether to be shocked, ashamed, or scared. Because they didn't just lose. They helped create the version of you that can't be stopped. Now be five. You confused them because you were both a threat and a mirror. You weren't loud. You weren't trying to compete. You were just being yourself, walking in your truth, doing the inner work, growing in silence. But even without saying a word, you shook people to their core. Not because you attacked them, but because you reflected something they were trying hard to ignore. You exposed the gap between who they pretended to be and who they actually were. And that made you dangerous in their eyes. The hate wasn't always loud. Sometimes it came in subtle forms, backhanded compliments, weird tension, secret competition. But the root of it was envy, plain and simple. Not because you had more, but because you were more honest, more spiritually connected, more authentic. And that authenticity exposed the masks they were hiding behind. It made them uncomfortable without even trying, and that's why they couldn't love you properly. Because every time they looked at you, they were forced to see what they lacked. You were a walking mirror, reflecting the spiritual emptiness they had filled with material wins, fake confidence, and shallow relationships. You didn't need to flaunt anything. Your peace irritated their chaos. Your purpose highlighted their confusion. Your light made their shadows impossible to ignore. And instead of using that discomfort as motivation to grow, they turned it into resentment. They couldn't figure you out. You were too pure to hate, but too powerful to control, too humble to brag, but too consistent to ignore. You didn't play the game, you kept rising. And the truth is, it tore them up. Because deep down, they knew you were real. They didn't just talk about God and walk with it. And that level of truth convicts people who built their lives on illusions. You weren't trying to be their enemy. It was your resistance made their excuses invalid. And when people can't dim your light, they'll either run from it or try to break the mold. But none of it worked. Because you weren't just a reflection of what they could be. You were a reminder of what they chose not to become. Number 6. You were set to be the exit, but they chose their chains. You weren't just a person. They were given a chance through you, a chance to grow, to heal, to break out of generational cycles they swore they were tired of. But when the time came, they didn't walk through the door you represented, they slammed it shut. Not because they didn't see your value, but because the truth you carried made them uncomfortable. You came with light, and light exposes everything people work hard to keep hidden. You were the answer to silent prayers they forgot they even whispered. You were the moment of divine interruption that could have changed everything. But when you showed up, they didn't recognize you as a blessing. You didn't come in the form they were expecting. You didn't coddle their dysfunction. You didn't let them stay small. You challenged their excuses, shattered their false narratives, and held up a mirror to everything they needed to confront. And for that, they called you the problem. The truth is, not everyone really wants freedom. Some people are so used to their pain, they've made it home. Bondage becomes comfortable when it's all someone's known. You came offering healing, growth, elevation, but they weren't ready to give up the trauma that made them feel important. You came offering unconditional love, and they twisted it, pushed it away, and projected their wounds onto you. They didn't reject you, they rejected what you triggered. You made them feel seen in ways they weren't ready for. Now they're sitting in the same mess, replaying the same cycles, still haunted by the opportunity they missed. They lost were sent to be the exit. But they loved the prison more than the price of freedom, and now they live with the heavy truth. They crucified the cure. Number 7. They didn't realize they were plotting against their own redemption. They thought they were winning when they talked about you behind your back, when they lied on your name, when they tried to turn others against you. But what they didn't know is that by targeting you, they were waging war on their own breakthrough. You weren't just someone passing through their life. You were strategically placed, sent to intercede, cover, and help them unlock levels in their own destiny they didn't even know they had access to, but they couldn't see past their ego, jealousy, or insecurity. And in trying to take you down, they sabotaged their own spiritual lifeline. You were the one who would have stood in the gap for them. You were the one who saw their brokenness and still chose to love them, support them, and speak life over them. You knew their trauma. You felt their pain. You were patient with their dysfunction. You even tried to carry weight that wasn't yours. And yet they turned around and made you the villain in a story where you were the only one trying to help. They weren't just betraying a friend. They were betraying a divine covering. Because whether they knew it or not, your prayers were keeping doors open. Your presence was shifting spiritual atmospheres in their favor. You were fighting battles they didn't even know they were in. But betrayal has consequences, spiritual ones. What they threw at you came back around, but heavier. Because when you aim to destroy someone God has assigned to you, you're not just moving in malice, you're moving in rebellion against heaven's order. Now, they're living in the fallout, things are crumbling, peace is gone, doors are closed. The very pain they wanted you to feel is now sitting in their own lap. Not because you wished it on them, but because they invited it by cutting off the blessing that was sent to lift them higher. They weren't plotting against a person, they were plotting against their own redemption. And that's a loss no apology can undo. Number 8, the ones who mocked your pain are now choking on their own silence. When you were going through the darkest seasons of your life, they didn't offer help. They offered entertainment. They watched your struggle like it was a show. Your tears were the punchline. Your pain became group chat material. Some of them acted like they cared, but the smirks behind your back told the truth. You were the target of jokes, gossip, and low-key celebration because deep down, your downfall made them feel better about their own emptiness. They didn't just witness your pain, they fed off it, but God doesn't miss. He saw it all. Every silent betrayal, every passive-aggressive jab, every fake checking in. That was really just a way to measure how low you had fallen. And while you were sitting in silence, fighting for your life, they were busy adding insult to injury. They thought you were finished. They thought your struggle meant you'd never rise again, but they misunderstood who they were mocking. Because now tables have turned, and not quietly. You didn't just bounce back, you came back glowing, growing, and guarded. And suddenly their voices vanished. The same ones who laugh the loudest can't find the words. Not because they're being mature, but because guilt has gripped their throats. They can't even mention your name without remembering how they played you, how they enjoyed your suffering. And now your success is a mirror they can't avoid. Their silence used to feel like rejection, now it feels like regret. That awkward tension, that's not confusion, that's shame. And it's loud. They're not quiet because they're unbothered. They're quiet because you remind them of their character or lack of it. They can't clap for you, can't congratulate you, can't support you, because doing that would mean admitting they were wrong. And their pride is choking them harder than life ever could. Their silence isn't power anymore, it's punishment. And they earned it. Number 9, you were the test they failed, and now God's using you as the example. You weren't just someone passing through their life. You were a divine test, a carefully timed opportunity disguised as a regular person. God sent you not for entertainment, not for drama, but to see how they would handle someone carrying his presence in real form. Not with titles, not with ego, but with purity, discernment, and an anointing that couldn't be faked. You came into their life wrapped in humility, but you carried heaven's weight. And how they treated you revealed what was hidden in them. They didn't just fail the test, they failed it loud, publicly, and without remorse. They had a chance to honor you, cover you, support you, or simply love you. But instead they belittled you, took advantage, tried to compete, mocked what they didn't understand. They thought they were rejecting someone ordinary, someone easy to replace. He tests it when it's inconvenient. And instead of rising to the occasion, they expose themselves. The lies came out. The jealousy leaked through. The betrayal wasn't just a mistake, it was a revelation. And God saw it all. Now they're watching from the sidelines, stuck in the same place they were before you came into their life, only now with a heavy awareness that they missed something rare. And God, in His divine sense of justice, is using your elevation as a lesson. He's making your rise public, your growth undeniable, your low unmissable. Not to flex, but to teach. You're the proof of what happens when someone handles divine favor correctly. And they're the proof of what happens when they mishandle it. You were their test, and they failed. But now, your life is the example. And every blessing that unfolds from here is a reminder that God takes how people treat His chosen ones very personally. Number 10, your presence exposed their demons. That's why they had to flee. You didn't do anything to them, at least not on the surface. You were kind, respectful, even quiet at times. But the moment you entered their space, something shifted. Not because you were loud or confrontational, but because your spirit carried weight. Real spiritual weight. The kind that doesn't just walk into a room, it shakes it. You didn't have to call anyone out or expose anyone's secrets. Your presence did it all by itself. They couldn't explain why being around you made them uncomfortable. But that discomfort had nothing to do with your actions. It had everything to do with your frequency. Your light irritated the demons they refused to confront. Your honesty rubbed against the lies they lived in. Your peace disrupted the chaos they secretly depended on. You didn't come to destroy them, but being near you made their masks slip. And for some, that felt like war. People say you were too much, acting better than others, or changed after healing. But that's just projection. What they really meant was, I can't hide in front of you, because your growth reminded them of their stagnation. Your healing reflected their avoidance. And your authenticity made their performance look obvious. So they distanced themselves, not to protect their peace, but to avoid the internal war your life triggered. The irony is they thought you were the toxic one. But the truth is they couldn't stand to be seen without their shadows. You weren't attacked. You are activating a mirror. And when people aren't ready to look at themselves, they blame the one holding the reflection. They didn't flee because you were harmful. They fled because their demons couldn't breathe near someone who radiates truth. And rather than admit they weren't ready to evolve, they left and blamed you for the exposure. But deep down they know the truth.
What
spiritual warfare that came out of nowhere and didn't let up. It wasn't random. It wasn't because you were doing something wrong. It was because your breakthrough was closer than it had ever been and held you. The enemy doesn't go after people who aren't a threat. He doesn't waste time attacking what's already lost. But you were on the edge of a divine shift in that terrified darkness. You had a deadline on your suffering, a divine expiration date. And as it started to approach, everything tried to break you. The chaos became louder, the confusion increased.
Que Dios te la tumbo, bitch! ¡Vete a la verga! Go fuck your little boyfriend, bitch, and let him fuck you your asshole. Give him a reach around when you're done, bitch. You bitches don't want me to come across the street, huh? You like to call the laws on people, bitch! Actually, it's 185, bitch. I've got a Jesus special, bitch. Cause my bitch ass nigga broke my shit, huh? No, bro, you don't believe me, nothing fucked up, bro. Una vez, espérate, la verdad. Fuck you in that bitch ass Mohawk pharmaceutical bitch. I know he's a pharmaceutical bitch. What'd you say? I know he's a pharmaceutical. Ahí enfrente de mi jefa, aunque se me mueve, me vale verga, bitch. You are the faggot, bitch. But hey, Pablo, won't you fuck that bitch in his fucking panocha back there that you been doing, bitch? Fuck that faggot in his panocha, you ain't no end, bitch. Fucking maricón, panochudo, pela verga, bitch. Fuck you faggots, nigga! Shut your slut ass up, whore! Tell your bitch to go back inside with your bitch ass. Bring all your bitches over here. I don't give a fuck. Then you keep putting it with that robot whore like you, bitch.